everyone, it's Sammy from Sammy's Sweet Life, and today is my week number 34 pregnancy update. I am starting to feel a lot better. I'm still coughing here and there. I'm still very congested, but I was congested before this last round of cold things, so the congestion's still kind of lingering. The mucus is still annoying, and I'm still coughing a little bit, but overall, the cold part has gone away for the most part, so I'm starting to feel a little bit better. So the only big news I have is we installed the baby car seat, and I will try to insert a photo for you guys. I have Livy in the middle, baby on the side, so I can just get the baby in and out really easily in the carrier. So she's on one side and Livy can get in and out through the middle depending on what side she wants to get out on, and sometimes she'll even like crawl through and get out on my door. So she has free reign to go wherever she wants. When we get out, she can pick what door she wants to go out, but it's easy for me to get baby out on the one side. We're trying to knock things out these next couple weeks. I am about 5 weeks out from my scheduled C-section, and I have my growth scan in, I think, 2 weeks now. So I will know if baby's head down at that point or not. I don't think that she is. I still feel like, you know, major lumpage up at the top that I think is the head. At this point, I'm feeling lots of major, you know, movements when she moves. She's getting very big. She's crowding out all my organs and things. So I think I would know if she flipped, but you know, maybe not. I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and walk down my questions. We are in week number 34 and baby is the size of a spaghetti squash, which is quite large. As far as symptoms, it's like all heck broke loose this week as far as me starting to feel really, really big. So I only gained 1 pound this week. That's one of my questions, but I only gained 1 pound this week. But man, it just feels like everything started feeling tight and swollen and not very comfortable. I took off my rings because they're tight and you can see like there's like tan lines where my rings used to be, and I feel naked. I just decided to take them off finally last night because they're getting really tight and uncomfortable, and I knew it's just a matter of time before they were going to be stuck. So I went ahead and just took them off. I feel like my fingers are sausage fingers at this point, just feel bigger. It's kind of sad. I hate not having my rings on, and there have been a few times I forgot that I took them off. I'm like washing my hands and I'm drying them with a towel and I feel, you know, no rings here. Usually I like wipe around the rings and try to wipe underneath them, and I panic for a second going, oh my gosh, my rings are gone, and then it's like, oh wait, I took them off. So I'm feeling extra naked and extra vulnerable without my rings on. I just leave them on 24/7. There's very few times I take them off at all. I sleep in them, I wear them for whatever I'm doing for the most part. So that's gonna be a big adjustment, me just getting used to it. I feel like I spin them and play with them, and I'll like reach down and there's nothing there. And I'm definitely kind of upset about this. I don't know that I took my rings off with Livy's pregnancy, but I'm doing it this time. So I've got 5 weeks, I'm not gonna wear my rings and I feel naked. Anyway, the other thing, I'm not wearing socks because socks are really irritating me right now. They don't like cut off circulation or anything crazy, but they just feel tighter than I want them to feel. And the feeling has just been driving me crazy. So I went ahead, stopped wearing socks. I'm just wearing flip-flops. And that's partially because the socks are annoying and partially because bending down to put on my tennis shoes is tricky. And so I decided I can just slip on the flip-flop and not have to worry about bending over and tying anything. We have our shoes arranged basically on one of these. It's a Target brand one that I would not recommend. I'd recommend you getting the IKEA ones if you can, the cube shelf. We have one in our entryway with shoes stacked on the bottom squares. I can stick my foot in, get my flip-flops on without ever having to bend down, and that has been magical. It's just helped a lot. So those are like the big changes. Usually I just live in socks. I wear socks just around the clock. I take my socks off, take a shower, put new socks back on immediately. The only reason I take my socks off is to wear flip-flops specifically. So I'll be wearing socks in the house, put my flip-flops on, and then leave the house. But now it's like I don't wear socks at all. They just bug me. It's too annoying. And I told you guys about like my hair is bugging me. I wear my hair up like 24/7. I hardly ever have it down. Flyaways are bothering me. I don't like things touching me. Even like fabric is bothering me. And the socks were driving me bonkers. So I finally just took them off and I'm going barefoot now. I'm just really feeling stretched out and itchy on my stomach. And I don't know if it's the fabric touching my stomach that's making it super extra itchy, but it's just really irritating me. I've been trying to put lotion on instead of scratching, but I definitely feel super duper itchy anywhere around my stomach, especially like on the bottom half of my stomach and around my belly button. It's super duper stretched out now. And I thought I was out of breath before, and it's just really bad now. I just sat back down on the couch and I was like panting, and Johnny's like, what happened? Why are you panting? I was like, oh, I just walked to the bathroom. Like, oh, that's all I did. I walked, peed, came back, and I was panting enough that he's like, did you run a mile? Like, what's going on? He was joking with me, and I was like, be quiet, I'm humongous now. I can't do anything without panting. So that's been really fun. Like, like sounding like I've been exercising when I barely even walk. It's just because she's taking up so much space, and going along with that, eating, you know, I talked about this I think last week, just can't eat a whole lot at once. Another thing with the weight and the feeling huge, I have had some pain in my knees, like just standing up in the kitchen, my knees start hurting. I've reached the top of the weight that I've ever been, so I know it's just the weight of my body on my knees and feeling the pressure. I am just, they're achy by the end of the day. And also I'm super sweaty. I run hot anyway because of all the circulation and things, and we're also in Texas, so it's still in the high 90s most of the time. I don't think it breaks 100 every day anymore, thankfully, but it's pretty dang close. Most days the high is like 98, 99. And so even just going outside, I'm sweating so much. It's been really hard being this weight, not just being, you know, the pregnancy symptoms, but having this much weight has been really hard on my knees, and it's really hard just sweating and breathing wise. And I know part of that's her crowding up my lungs, but part of it's also just the weight at this point, I think. Going into my cravings, I have a couple of newer ones this week. For one thing, one of the days we had our design appointments for the house building, we had to go way across Austin, and we tried a new restaurant for us. It was recommended in my neighborhood Facebook page. Somebody had asked about like, where's a really good Japanese place? And I remembered this name popping up, and it happened to be when we were at the design thing, we were ready to go to lunch and we're looking on the map, and I see the name of the place. I was like, oh, this is one of those hibachi grills that the neighborhood had recommended. I just recognized the name, and I was like, we gotta try this. So we went, and it was just fantastic. It's that style where they cook in front of you on that hibachi grill and like fling things and make jokes, and it's really, really fun. So we went there for lunch, and the thing that stood out from that was I loved the shrimp, and I also loved the ginger salad. They just have this Asian ginger dressing on the salad, and I just have been wanting that salad ever since, and I've also been wanting shrimp ever since. So I looked up some recipes on how to make the ginger dressing, and I also looked up recipes on how to make the hibachi style shrimp, because they make it so good. I don't know what it is about it. It was just a magical meal, and so I've been craving those two things since then. I did actually find some ginger dressing. I think they call it carrot miso ginger dressing from Trader Joe's. It just happened to be right next to the salad stuff. I was getting salad stuff, and I was gonna make the dressing myself, and then I saw the bottle, and the bottle's pretty dang close. It does have more of a carrot sweetness to it than the kind I would get at the restaurant, but it was just, it's hitting the spot. So I love it so much. I ate 2 salads yesterday, and after this video, I'm gonna go have another salad, and it's like 10 in the morning. So I'm gonna be just eating this salad nonstop and feed the craving as much as I can, because this is a pretty good one. The salad dressing's got really good ingredients in it, and then, you know, obviously greens and stuff are great. So this is the first time I've craved salad. I don't eat a whole lot of salad to begin with. This goes back to something super TMI. When Olivia was right at 1 year old, we all got one of the really, really bad stomach bugs. We were all in the ER getting IVs. We had stuff coming out both ends all night long, and by the morning, Johnny and I were like, we've got to go to the hospital, and it was terrible, and we were sick for weeks, like after that recovering. But the thing I ate before that was an Olive Garden salad, and so I cannot stand Olive Garden dressing, even though it used to be one of my favorites. I don't really like romaine lettuce after this, because that was, you know, the bulk of my salad was romaine lettuce at that point. I bought different kinds of lettuce and things. This time I don't really like romaine lettuce now because of that incident years ago. You know, Olivia's 4.5, so that was 3.5 years ago that we had this horrible stomach incident. And also I still cannot eat those. They're like the flat pretzel chip things, but they were covered in chocolate. So I ended up having some of those dark chocolate covered pretzel thins or pretzel crisps. I don't know what they call them, but I can't stomach those now. Those just really like churn my stomach looking at them, just because of that event. And neither one of those things I think caused our sickness. It was just one of those things that was going around. So I don't think it was actually what I ate, but you know, when it's coming out, you really build up an aversion to it. Anyway, that's way TMI. That tells you guys way too much about the salad incident. But since then, we don't eat a lot of salads because it you know, what happened to me. I still am not over the trauma from it, I guess. But anyway, now that I'm craving salads, I'm eating salads as much as I can because it's such a good craving. And also that dressing is not one of the like really fatty, dairy-filled dressings. I think this one's actually vegan. It does have oil in it though. That's like the fattening quality of the dressing. It came in a bottle like a cold pressed juice in the really fresh section. So I know that it's like, you know, one of the better dressings that I could possibly get. And the other new craving, it was just a one-time fleeting thing, and I almost had a huge meltdown from this one, but I watched a video on something to do with Taco Bell on YouTube. I just watched it, and I wanted Taco Bell right then. It was like 10 o'clock at night, and I was like, I got to have Taco Bell. Talking to Johnny a little bit about going to Taco Bell, and I wasn't gonna ask him to go that late at night because it's such a random weird thing, but I was like hoping that he would offer to go to Taco Bell. And so I'm like looking at the menu. I talked about Taco Bell, and I was like, I'm gonna go in the morning to get Taco Bell as soon as they open. And it was a while after, like maybe 30 minutes, 20 minutes after, he asked me something about like, is my internet going slow? Because we're both sitting there on our computer. We talk back and forth here and there. And I was like, no. He's like, what are you doing on your computer? And I'm like, I'm still looking at the Taco Bell menu. And I just bust out laughing. And he's like, let me go get you Taco Bell. Because he realized at that point, like, I was obsessing about the Taco Bell. And when he said that, I started almost crying. I was like, good, because I think they only serve breakfast first thing in the morning. So I was gonna have to wait till like lunch to get Taco Bell. And I was really upset. So he ended up going and getting me Taco Bell. It was like 10:30 at night, and it was so good. It was one of the best things I've had in a while. And now I couldn't care less about Taco Bell. But in that moment, I had to have it, and I was so thankful he went and got it, but I was not gonna ask him that late at night, even though I was kind of upset that I'd have to wait, you know, all the way until lunchtime the next day. And then I have two lingering cravings for pizza. I got over the Chicago style pizza, but I've still been craving that thin Neapolitan style pizza. And also we went and had New York style pizza this week. One of our favorite places to go is a New York style pizza place. And so we had pizza again. So it seems like every week we get pizza, depending on what kind of pizza I want. But I really want to go back and get some more of that wood fire pizza. It's so good. And then my other lingering craving from last week, I still am obsessed with that Icelandic yogurt. I did end up getting more at Trader Joe's, and I just love it so much. It just has this little bit of tanginess, a little bit of creaminess, and the flavor's really good. And I can't get enough of it. I guess this is a newer craving as well. I have just been downing water and watered down sweet tea. That's what I get. I get McDonald's sweet tea and like use a tiny bit of it with a full cup of water and ice, and it's just so good. I just get the little flavor of sweetness and the little flavor of the tea, and also just big cups of ice water. I've just been downing those like it's going out of style. I don't know how much water / watered down tea that I drink in a day, but it is just a lot. It seems like I'm constantly filling up my cup. All along the way, I've been drinking more water and more of this watered down tea concoction. I'm just drinking it like crazy this last week. I've just been loving the water. And then my aversion this week is kind of a weird one. Livy and I will go to Starbucks, and she will get a little cup of whipped cream. They do not charge me for this. It's just like their sample cup. They fill it with whipped cream for me to go with my coffee. And I always say, can I have just a little, the smallest thing you have of whipped cream for her? And they always do. They've never charged me for it. So that's just something I get when I get my Frappuccino. And that's something we do like every other week or so, sometimes every week. It depends on what we've got going on, but that's like our special Mommy and Olivia treat that we do. And with that, I've been really enjoying that. This last week through the app, they had a buy one, get one free. So I went ahead and got two. I tried the pumpkin spice Frappuccino, and then I got my normal one. I get some sort of chocolatey one. That's really what I want, is the chocolate more so than the coffee. And I always get decaf with coconut milk. That's just what I like. It's kind of frou-frou, but it's something that we both enjoy going to do. And this last week, I didn't want it. I tried the pumpkin spice one. I don't like this. This was my first time trying any of the pumpkin spice drinks, and it just did not hit the spot. And then I tried the chocolate one the next day because it was in the fridge. I totally cheat. I pour it in my blender cup with ice and like remake it so it like lasts longer. It's so embarrassing and cheap, but I really like to do that. That's why I got the BOGO, so I could have it for like a couple of days. And so I poured it in the cup, blended it, and couldn't finish it. I'm like, ugh, this is not so good. It just really turned me off. I smelled the coffee, and it was just a little bit too much coffee smell. And so I didn't end up finishing either one. I don't know, something about it really turned me off this last week, and it wasn't like it tasted any different. It just didn't do it for me this time. I don't know if that's gonna be a long-term thing or just a, you know, once-off thing, but I was really disappointed because I was so excited to get the buy one, get one free so I could have it for a couple of days, and it was just totally not working for me. So moving on, I already mentioned the weight. I'm at 197, which is 1 pound up from last week, and that puts me at 30 pounds overall. So I officially hit the 30-pound mark for this pregnancy, and 196 was the highest I've seen on the scale. So I'm 1 pound up from my highest ever, which was when I was pregnant with Olivia. And so yeah, I'm definitely feeling it. I'm feeling the weight really badly these last couple of weeks. And then for new discoveries, I've got one. Since being sick the last round of this cold thing, I have been propping myself up on pillows. I've got like a bunch of pillows as like a wedge for me on the bed, and I don't need it anymore to like help with coughing and breathing and things, but it's really helped with the heartburn and it feels really comfortable. I don't know what it is about being upright. It's so much more comfortable for me sleeping than just laying down. So even if you don't have any major heartburn symptoms or cold symptoms and you're having trouble sleeping, you might want to try to just prop yourself up. It's like just putting me up on a little bit of an incline, and something about it's really comfortable. I tried to take all the pillows away and I could not fall asleep like that. I never thought it would make that much of a difference, but it really does. I feel so much more comfortable being a little bit upright laying down now. Compared to my pregnancy with Olivia, this is about the time in her pregnancy as well that I just started feeling huge and so much pressure, and feeling her hitting different things and making me really uncomfortable. And that's definitely been the case. I've been increasingly more uncomfortable the last couple of weeks of this pregnancy and also with my pregnancy with Olivia. So it's interesting to see, you know, the events kind of follow the same timeline. The difference was in Olivia's pregnancy, I was craving everything under the sun. I was craving major sweets, and that's totally different from this pregnancy. I have been craving more savory things, salty things. Like the sweetest thing is that yogurt, and it's not very sweet. It's mostly like that tart flavor that I'm really after. And in her pregnancy, I was getting frustrated because I wanted to eat everything under the sun, but I was running out of room. And like this time I'm running out of room, and it's okay because I'm not like craving everything. I'm not obsessing about food, aside from like my Taco Bell incident where I'm like, I've got to have Taco Bell right now. Usually it's just like, oh, this sounds good and I want to eat this. And so when I get hungry again, I'll eat whatever it is, but I can't eat quite as much. And the same thing was happening in my pregnancy with Olivia, except I was craving everything. So I was getting frustrated with it. And then in that video, I also mentioned that I was going to have hiatus notice pop up whenever I was done filming. Like if I get far enough in this pregnancy, I'm going to be done filming. You'll see this notice pop up, and then you can expect to not see more videos until baby's here. And that's what I just filmed before this video. I filmed a little hiatus notice to let you guys know. And so I'll have that pop up whenever I'm done filming. Like if I just get too large and too uncomfortable and too tired, whatever, I will pop that up on this channel and you guys will know to expect me to not have these weekly updates from then on out. And I think I put hers up like week 39 or week 40, and I didn't deliver till week 42. So it could be something like that where, you know, in the next couple of weeks, I just don't feel like filming and want to concentrate on getting stuff done in the house. You know, who knows? I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to feel from week to week or even day to day at this point. You guys know my video schedule has been wonky the last few weeks especially, but even early on in the pregnancy, my videos were really messed up. So I don't know how it's going to go from here on out. I have not pre-filmed a ton of videos, but I have a couple. So hopefully I can get those up on the channel even after the hiatus notice, but I have it already filmed. I filmed it before sitting down for this video, so I do have a hiatus notice for whenever the time comes if I need it. So let's talk about the best and the worst things this week. So the best thing was Johnny really has upped his game. He is like super dad, super house man now, and he has just taken over everything. I guess sometime over maybe last weekend where I was like, gosh, I just feel so lazy. I'm so tired. And I was just kind of complaining to him. And I was like, you know, all I did was go do one thing today and already I just feel tired. Like I need a nap already. And he was like, you know, you're getting to those last weeks of pregnancy. You just need to take it easy. He's like, it might mean making me go to Trader Joe's even, like if that's what it takes. Take it easy, prop your feet up. And he really was like telling me to slow down, and I was like, okay, I spend most of my day on the couch. Yes, I cook dinner and I make lunches and I take her to school. I do like the absolutely necessary house chores, but I'm not doing a whole lot. I'm not doing very much active stuff, and I was kind of down on myself for that. I was saying something like, you know, I'm like one level above slug at this point. Like if I take it any easier, I'm gonna be not moving, like basically. And he's like, that's fine. Like if that's what it takes for you to, you know, restore your energy and grow the baby, take it easy and be a slug, he doesn't care. So he was really trying to like make me feel better about this when I'm getting down on myself, because I do have a tendency to do that. Like I know XYZ in the house is not getting done and I hate to ask him to do stuff. I've mentioned this, I think, in other videos. You know, he works all day and his job is not physically draining, but it's mentally draining. He's doing really high level processing things and it's just draining for him mentally. So when he gets home, I don't want to have to ask him to do 500 chores that I feel like I should have already gotten done. You know, I'm really slacking on my housewifely stuff. And he has never once complained. This is all me just being like, oh, I really need to do my job, do my part. And he's really just taken over. With that in mind, like having that conversation, as soon as he woke up one of the days, he started cleaning the house. And the house, you know, aside from kid room here, the house is spotless. And like when I tried to help, he was just like, go sit down, go relax. He's really trying to get me to not help. I did end up washing and folding and stuff one load of clothes. So I feel like I did a little bit, but he really like took over, did all the cleaning, had Olivia involved with the cleaning, and he just told me to relax. And it was so nice to just have him do everything and to have the house really nice and clean. He's been doing most of the cleaning, really, to be honest. I've been doing very, very minimal anything. And for him to step up and do tons of cleaning, it was just magical. And then not only that, he took Olivia to the pool for a couple of hours. So I ended up taking a nap, and it was just the most glorious day because I didn't have to really do much the whole day. I just got to relax. I even got a little nap in, and I don't brag about him enough. Of course, we have our disagreements and things, and of course, you know, he's not perfect, but he's really just stepped up and taken charge of this. I haven't had to ask him to do much, and I don't like asking him to do stuff when I know he works full time. So it's just been really nice to not have to worry about stuff, and he gets like all the cleaning done in the morning on one weekend day, and then the rest of the week I just kind of relax and do little maintenance here and there. And yeah, and he took her to the pool for a few hours. I'm not even taking her to the pool much these days because just any kind of heat makes me super hot and sweaty and exhausted. I think he took her last weekend too. It's just been something that they've been doing together. I always try to give him credit, but I definitely don't give him enough credit. He really has stepped up. I was kind of joking with him. I'm like, wow, you're the one who's nesting. Because I'm like, oh, we're 5 weeks out? I don't care. I'm too lazy to do anything. And he's been the one prompting, like, let's go ahead and get the last couple things ordered that we want. Let's get her crib set up. He's like planning out what we're doing on the following weekend. He helped get the car seat in. And yeah, he's really been pushing for things because he knows how close we are. And I don't know, it just hasn't sunk into me yet that we're like 5 weeks out from this. We got to get a move on a little bit. I thought of one other best thing, so I'm going to insert this back in. Libby has also been just super great. She really understands that, you know, mommy's growing a baby and she gets tired, and she really understands. And if I say something like, oh, you know, mommy's tired right now, she goes, that's okay, mommy, I'll take care of you. And she'll ask me if I want a pillow or a blanket or a snack. And she's just like really got this little mommy / big helper thing where she really just wants to help out. And she's really, really excited for baby to get here. She just loves being the big helper, and that's been so great. And it's going to be even greater once baby gets here because she's going to really want to help out and be involved in things. And I love that about Olivia's personality to begin with. She really is just a sweet, thoughtful little girl. And now baby's wiggling. See, I had my hand on my belly and now my hand like got raised up. But she's just, I can't wait for her to be a big sister. She's so excited, and she keeps asking me how many more weeks, how many more days. She knows there's 7 days in a week. And so she's like, how many days is 5 weeks? And so we talk about it, and she just can't wait. And so that's been a really good part. It's not necessarily just the best thing this week, it's just the best thing overall is seeing how much she's excited for it. And I just know she's gonna be an awesome big sister. I'm kind of glad we waited as long as we did because she's at this age where she understands a lot of what's going on and she really wants to help. And then the worst thing is still coughing. I still have a coughing attack here and there, but it's not nearly as bad as it was last week. It seems like every day gets a little bit less. And then on the agenda, we're gonna get the crib built this weekend. The plan, of course, is to have her in our room for a while. So for now, now I think we're just gonna put the crib in our room just to be safe, to have it there. And then also we gotta order the registry things. We're like finalizing our last buying decisions. I'm trying to keep it under a certain amount, and I've been going back and forth with a couple of the things because I have a couple of bigger ticket items on the list and then a couple of minor things, and everything that I picked out is 15% off with that completion discount. And so I want to make sure we get everything we're going to want because I want to use the 15% off, but I also don't want to get anything frivolous just because I have a coupon. So we're like checking the list a billion times to make sure it's all what we really truly want. And as far as answering your questions, I had a few questions this week. One came in about, do you have any embarrassing symptoms? And I was like, hello, this is pregnancy. Of course I do. You guys will notice all of the jump cuts in the videos have been increased. I can only talk for like 2 seconds at a time a lot of times because I'm saying or I forget what I'm saying, or I say the wrong word and have to say something again, or I'm burping, which happens a lot more than it used to happen. I'm just not a burpy type of person unless I'm pregnant, and then I burp all the time. It can be pretty embarrassing. So yeah, of course, I'm pregnant. That's part of being pregnant, is having all the embarrassing gross symptoms. And then I had another question about baby wearing. They asked if I did any baby wearing with Olivia, and also if I'm gonna baby wear this time. And yes, I did keep my ergo from last time. Yes, I did baby wear with Olivia. One of the things on my baby registry that I'm going back and forth with is getting one of the mesh ergos, because we do live in Texas. It's super duper hot here, and the mesh would be so much nicer than like the thick heavy duty ergo that I have now. Mine right now is just like a regular one, and I think the mesh one would be a whole lot nicer taking out and about. So I'm thinking about using the 15% for that. It ends up being a little under $100 with that coupon, I think, or right at $100. And I can't decide if I'm going to do it or not. So let me know if you guys think I should. I have the other one, so it's perfectly fine, but I don't know how practical it's gonna be in Texas heat. It's just gonna be really hot. Other than that, I don't plan on buying any other wraps. I just really liked the ergo better than any of the other ones. And that's it. That's all my questions. If you have more questions, leave them down below, and I'd be happy to answer those for you guys next week. And so let's go ahead and show you guys my bump. Like I mentioned in this video, I'm super sweaty. So like I had my legs crossed, and now I've got like a sweaty knee. So you may see like a red spot where my knees were together. Let's see, we'll back up, and like my clothes are sticking to me because I'm so sweaty, and it's just the joys of pregnancy. So here you go, 34-week belly. I'm actually filming this a little early, so it's basically 34-week belly this time. And I'm wearing my pink blush dress. This is one of my favorite ones, and it is starting to get really tight on the bump, so it's hard to get in and out of this one now, actually. So I'm not gonna be able to wear this one for much longer, so I'm really trying to get my use out of it. There you go, 34-week belly. And that's really it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will leave my playlist for my first pregnancy when I had Olivia, and also this pregnancy playlist down below for you guys. Be sure to give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will catch you next time. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Bye.